continue to remember.
On this day, May 30th, 2026, the United States of Biafra government is inviting all Biafrans from Ijo to Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Igbo, Igodomigodo, Ogoni, Oron, Ogoja, Ichekiri, Urobo, Egala, and all our people to remember our heroes. Team, from sacrifice to stability, we honor the past, we build the future. Saturday, May 30th, 2026, from 10 a.m. in the morning till 2 p.m. in the afternoon at Washington, D.C. office, from 2 p.m. in the afternoon till 10 p.m. in the night at Churchill Hotel. Address is at 1726 Connecticut Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. Postal code 20,009. From sacrifice to stability.
I am a true born Igbo man. I grew up as a hustler, struggle as an Igbo man, to survive as an Igbo man. I got dreams as an Igbo man, become a big businessman. Now I've come so far, I'm now a car manufacturer. Igbo man, you strong as an Igbo man. Igbo man, they can't break you. Igbo man, stay strong. Igbo man, through the pain and the fight, we stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high, keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. And so I travel as an Igbo man to escape from Nigeria. Walk the desert, cross oceans far away from fatherland. From Europe to America, Asia to Antarctica, anywhere in Africa you could find an Igbo man. North Pole Igbo man, South Pole Igbo man. No matter where you look, there must always be an Igbo man. And if you don't find an Igbo man, then you better have another plan. Cause where there is prosperity, you must always find an Igbo man. Just stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high, keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. In South Africa, Mandela, we cried to Ramaphosa. We're facing xenophobia, this is no hysteria. It's happening in Ghana, land of Kwame Nkrumah. Resented, hated, that's been the life of an Igbo man. Rejected in Nigeria, brutalized in Nigeria, suffered in Nigeria. That's been the life of the Igbo man. Fight as an Igbo man, we must survive as the Igbo man. I fight as an Igbo man. Igbo man, you strong as an Igbo man. Igbo man, they can't break you. Igbo man, stay strong. Igbo man, through the pain and the fight, we stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high, keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. Born as an Igbo man, struggle as an Igbo man, suffered as an Igbo man, will make it as an Igbo man. Fight as an Igbo man, must survive as the Igbo man. Igbo man, you are strong as an Igbo man. Igbo man, they can't break you. Igbo man, stay strong. Igbo man, through the pain and the fight, we stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high, keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, my fellow Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. Igbo man, keep your head up, stand tall. Through the struggle we gon' rise. Igbo man, we stand.
think network is somehow.
Yeah, just take your time. Take your time.
Remember,
On this day, May 30th, 2026, the United States of Biafra government is inviting all Biafrans from Ijo to Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Igbo, Igodomigodo, Ogoni, Oron, Ogoja, Ichekiri, Urobo, Egala, and all our people to remember our heroes. Team, from sacrifice to stability, we honor the past, we build the future. Saturday, May 30th, 2026, from 10 a.m. in the morning till 2 p.m. in the afternoon at Washington, D.C. office, from 2 p.m. in the afternoon till 10 p.m. in the night at Churchill Hotel. Address is at 1726 Connecticut Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. Postal code 20,009. From sacrifice to stability.
I am a true born Igbo man. I grew up as a hustler, struggle as an Igbo man to survive as an Igbo man. I got dreams as an Igbo man, become a big businessman. Now I've come so far, I'm now a car manufacturer. Igbo man, you strong as an Igbo man. Igbo man, they can't break you. Igbo man, stay strong. Igbo man, through the pain and the fight, we stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high, keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. And so I travel as an Igbo man to escape from Nigeria. Walk the desert, cross oceans far away from fatherland. From Europe to America, Asia to Antarctica. Anywhere in Africa, you could find an Igbo man. North Pole Igbo man, South Pole Igbo man. No matter where you look, there must always be an Igbo man. And if you don't find an Igbo man, then you better have another plan. Cause where there is prosperity, you must always find an Igbo man. Just stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high. Keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. In South Africa, Mandela, we cried to Ramaphosa. We're facing xenophobia, this is no hysteria. It's happening in Ghana, land of Kwame Nkrumah. Resented, hated, that's been the life of an Igbo man. Rejected in Nigeria, brutalized in Nigeria, suffered in Nigeria. That's been the life of the Igbo man. Fight as an Igbo man, we must survive as the Igbo man. I fight as an Igbo man. Igbo man, you strong as an Igbo man. Igbo man, they can't break you. Igbo man, stay strong. Igbo man, through the pain and the fight, we stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high, keep your dreams in your sights. Through the struggle we go on, find a way to carry on. Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. Born as an Igbo man, struggle as an Igbo man, suffered as an Igbo man, will make it as an Igbo man. Fight as an Igbo man, must survive as the Igbo man. Igbo man, you are strong as an Igbo man. Igbo man, they can't break you. Igbo man, stay strong. Igbo man. Through the pain and the fight, we stand up, find the light. Igbo man, rise up high. Keep your dreams in your sight. Through the struggle, we go on. Find a way to carry on. Igbo man, my fellow Igbo man, keep on pushing, stay strong. Igbo man, keep your head up, stand tall. Through the struggle, we gon' rise. Igbo.
In the strict and uncompromising arena of global diplomacy, the short answer is no. Even if an organization operating under a Directorate of State (DOS) structure manages to mobilize a massive street protest of 1 million people, the international community will not grant formal state recognition based on a protest or a march. International law is governed by structure and treaties, not by the scale of public demonstrations. While a million-man march is highly effective for media visibility, global powers process it through an entirely different lens than a claim to national sovereignty. 1. How the international community views massive protests. When foreign ministries, like the US State Department or UK Foreign Office, and global bodies, like the United Nations, see a march of 1 million people organized by a DOS structure, they categorize it under human rights and domestic advocacy, not statehood. The geopolitical label. The world looks at the event and says, this is a massive civil rights protest showing deep local grievances. The diplomatic action. They may issue statements urging the home government to respect the protesters' right to free speech or call for the protection of human rights. However, they will never redraw international borders or hand out a seat at the UN because of a crowded street. Under international law, a protest remains an internal matter within an existing country's borders. 2. Why a DOS structure cannot turn a march into a nation. A Directorate of State is fundamentally an executive board for an organization, not a government. When an organization relies solely on protests, it fails the basic tests of the Montevideo Convention on Statehood. Lack of administrative machinery. A protest does not show that you can run a central bank, manage an economy, enforce a judicial system, or secure international borders. The agitation loop. Constantly organizing marches tells foreign diplomats that you are an opposition movement fighting against a state from the inside, rather than a separate, fully functioning state in waiting that is ready to assume governance immediately. 3. The vital contrast, government in exile and administrative statecraft. This is exactly why successful liberation movements in history, and modern frameworks like the one led by Dr. Ngozi Orubueze, deliberately leave the organizational protest loop behind. They transition into a government in exile, GIE, and issue a peaceful redeclaration, because they understand that international recognition requires speaking the language of administration, not activism. Action/tool. Faction relying on DOS and protests. Faction using government in exile, GIE. A million-person gathering. A million-person gathering. A million-person state. Used as a disciplined national day of remembrance to show global powers.
Can you mute?
Orderly compliance of its population.
So this one I'm playing, and is it the one we are going to use today, or a different one?
No, this is just a preamble for people to join us more. We are not.
All right. I think we have just 2 minutes. Let's start the program. You understand? Because there's no time.
Okay. Yeah, just 2 minutes is okay.
We have a functional administration, formal registries, and are ready to govern peacefully. International legal result. Evaluated under human rights clauses. No state recognition. Evaluated under statehood criteria and the doctrine of continuity. Opens the door for formal diplomatic relations. Enid, the bottom line, a million-man march under a DOS structure can win international sympathy for human rights, but it cannot win international recognition for a country. The international community only grants sovereignty to an entity that acts like a government. True diplomatic recognition is achieved when a movement steps away from loose activism, upgrades into a structured government in exile, and uses its historic days of remembrance to prove its sophisticated, peaceful administrative capacity to the world.
Yeah, Mazakai, good evening from here. And we are about to, program is about to kick off from now. So I want to welcome you to honoring me. So please take your 1 minute to greet Biafrans, and we move. No time to waste. No time.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Chino. God bless you. Yes, we are here again to do the needful, to go through some of those things that matter to us. And remember, today is fundraising, so we are going to manage our time the way we have it. So we don't want to have time that.
Hey, Jesus. Please, 1 minute, my people. He will be back. There's a little error there. Then he will be back. Very soon. Mazkai, please return back. It's a little pressing of hand on when I want to move for something else. Then I move you out. So as I am waiting for Mazkai to join, we are going to be look at our people on the comment section. We have Chibos there. Nigeria must go in Biafra nation because Biafra was a nation. Thank you so much. Mazu Kevin Abbas, very long time. Thank you so much, Mazu Kai. Thank you so much, Mazu Kevin, for being here with us. Then I still greet you, Chibos that they complete the mission. Hashtag I am a citizen of United States of Biafra nation, USBG. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Then good evening, Genu ones, the Genu Biafrans, River Goddess, Pastor Rose, Udo Di Riono, the Kwaragi. Then we have our brother, Brgie of Fort. Good evening, Mazikai. We are greeting you too. Good evening from here. We also greet Chibos or say, please, as you join us, please hit the like button. Yeah, Mazikai is back. Mazikai,
yeah, I don't know what happened, my brother.
No, it's from my hand. I want to just for me to press comment section to bring them on the screen one after the other. Then my hand touch on the downside and I kick you off. It's from me. It's from me.
Okay. I was like, what is going on? Anyway, so we are back. We're back.
Yeah, we are back.
All right. So please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please, very, very important. You can as well share it on any platform of your choice. Remember, we are here not to cause any problem, but to remind us the situation that we find ourselves and what we must do to navigate our way out from it. I can see some of our people on the comments because I am in Chino's house today, so I may not be bringing the comments in the screen. I may not be bringing it on the screen, and I can only see Kevin from my end and River Goddess of for Bishop Onaga. I greet all of you. These are people that made comment from my end. So please make sure you like the video. Very, very important. All right, let me give the mic to Chino. Right on.
Yeah, what I was doing when I kicked you out was I was bringing everybody on commentation and be reading their comments and bringing and welcoming them in. So the man, Bishop Onaga, what I did was I tried to bring everybody on the screen and read their comments and also welcome them to the program. So we are on the side of Bishop Onaga. He said, hashtag, I am a citizen of United States of Biafra. Gilbert Ngozi Orabeze, declared 29th of November 2024 in Lahti, Finland. Hashtag Nigeria must go. Hashtag Biafra, my identity. Hashtag Biafra, my nation. That is what it is there. The same thing he also commented on my page. He liked on your page. He also liked on my page. That's what he did. So, Mazi Bishop or Nagana Pant, we thank you. Nagana Pant in the Sabo. Nagana Pant in the Sabo. Yes. So, we welcome you. So, dear friends, on a quick one, because of our time for the fundraising, we are not causing any fights or we are not undermining anybody. But the truth must be told. That is why we are here.
Exactly.
And the present truth of Biafra, for us to now Biafra has been declared, is in a document, is in the eyes of those that we are calling, and what they want us to do. And those that have done that in the past, there's the movement that we are into.
At all.
So what is it that to do bring here for? Whatever you see in a film here for when they mention that in cinema. So Biafra in a pope as a country, and which there are many organizations non here. And we want them they got their country, they lost it, or they just declare it newly. So how do they transition? How do they got that their country? Why are they existing country today? That is why we are here. Then we simply want to give you some examples of histories. That is why my headline here said IPOB, BGC, Brgie, the only original GIE, the one with peaceful redecoration in the eyes of international bodies, is the only one that is original, that the world is looking at. And there is reason why we put that comment there, or the headline there. When we dive into the program and start analysis and be playing the audios and get into explanation, you will understand. Today, we want to present to you 4 countries. Out of these 4 countries, 1 is from Africa, 2 is from Africa, 2 is from Europe. 2 lost their country. 2 did not lose their country. 2 just issue peaceful declaration. 2 issue peaceful declaration, like our own case. And there is how all of them, they use one thing, one method, and one line to achieve their country. That line they use is what the world is also looking at us and what they want us to do. We, I myself, one of the IPOB members and Old Taker in Old Anambra, I was among them, believing that this way we are doing, that maybe one day we'll be on the street protesting and doing agitation on the street, that they will announce that Biafra has become a country. Then the world will tell Nigeria, leave them alone. Now they are not a country. I never knew that this way is not until Simon Ekpa Njoku, the prime minister, emerged and changed the game. How did he change? He changed that game from the first day he interviewed Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. When he thought about the first time, even Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is hearing about Montevideo Convention. And he asked him what? About to repeat himself that there is a Montevideo Convention, how to bring this Biafra to the table of the world. And if there is nothing in the table, that he will bring something in the table. After the conversation with Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, he said that we all should follow him, that he has come to bring a new dimension, how to get Biafra, which is what you have been here seeing, the full body of the government in exile through the Montevideo Convention, because the Montevideo Convention criteria is only being used by government in exile. And among the 4 countries, we are going to give the example and their history this evening. Why are we going to use them? We want you to see those in our own case and those that just, they want a country, like they want to be out of a country. They said, we want, how do they got it? And that is the only way and the only rule the world said, through this way, we will talk about you. Through this way, we are going to recognize you. But if not for this way, you are on your own. You are just a mere political protest group asking for human rights. You have a right to ask for human rights, other self-determination. But when it's come to the way of having a country, there is a way that it must be done. That is road you must follow. That is what we set out. Now I quote Simon Ekpa. He said that road to achieve Biafra as a country is in the open, not in darkness, not in a hidden agenda. And when you look at what the world is doing and what USB is doing right now, you will find out that this is the truth. Everything we are doing is under the law. It's under the existing protocol. The protocol is not going to be set by us because of what? Before countries has already passed through that protocol. That is why they said, let us stand on existing protocol. The protocol is what we're here to break down. How some 4 countries only today, out of 12 I have here, but we want to use 4 today. The first 4, 2 from Africa, 2 from Europe. How do they got their country? If they can be able to go that process, and if they are comparing what USB is doing now, understand that process, that means USB is the only option we have. Through what? Through the peaceful redecoration of USB as the old country turned to new. When you have an old house, you painted the house. You have the house, the outsiders will see it as a new house. So that is where we are, my people. So Mazekai, please, I think I have something to ship before I play the audio. Then from there we'll take off.
All right. Just like you said, it is always good for us to know the reason why we are talking about this declaration of Biafra. And some of us seem to have forgotten that it's not actually DPM that decided to declare Biafra because he has opportunity. She did not declare it because she don't know what that is to do. That she don't know how to pretend. Yesterday, I told us about good student and bad student. In the classroom, Everybody may attend to school. Everybody may be in the classroom. But after receiving lecture, after teaching, teaching students everything, there are some students that will understand what teacher said. Some will not, even if you repeat it 7 times, because our brain wired differently. Some are very smart, some are not. The same thing goes to people who are not even in the government, like you and me. We are saying what we are saying not because we work with the PM or we work with Master Modican, like working. What do I mean by working? I mean being in the government or being part of the leadership. But we saw what happened, and you understand the template because they made it open. I could remember when I heard the government in Israel for the first time, I was like, what does that mean? I don't know what it means. I have to ask questions. I have to check Google. I started paying attention to what it means. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that as you are watching the video, pay attention to everything that you are going to hear. And if you need to see those things, or you actually want to read it for yourself, then you can check Chino WhatsApp, or the group, or you can check my own WhatsApp, because I will copy after the program like I did yesterday. I copied the one we did yesterday and drop it on my WhatsApp for you to go and read it there and see it. You can save it for yourself. Then I will also do this one. I will also do the same thing. Why are you doing that? You are doing that for your own betterment, because education, they said, is power. Not power by building muscle. What it means by keeping yourself informed to understand what is going on, so that nobody will manipulate you easily. Because once you are not informed, you will become an instrument of sabotage. You become an instrument of sabotage. That's why PM said that some of you are in cabal without knowing that you are in cabal. And for you not to be in cabal, being an instrument of cabal people, you have to keep yourself informed. Know your left and right. Thank you so much. Let's go to the program.
Yeah, I will start from the audio. Then I will play the audio once I'll say in a word. On the second time, if I'm playing anywhere you want to talk about, then I will pause. You will do so. That's how we're going to roll it, like what we did yesterday. So let us move.
To understand how organizations move from a grassroots activist model, like an organizational directorate of state or liberation committee, to a recognized nation state, we can look at historical precedents. Throughout modern history, several notable movements realized that street agitation, protests, and human rights appeals alone would not force foreign powers to grant them statehood. They deliberately upgraded their structures into formal governments in exile, GIEs, or provisional governments, issuing peaceful declarations of sovereignty linked to monumental national days of remembrance. The historical examples below illustrate this specific transition from an organization to a state in waiting before achieving full international recognition. 1. SWAPO Namibia. The original structure, originally formed as the Ovambaland People's Organization, it became the Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO. For years, the international community viewed them strictly as a liberation movement or political group protesting South African apartheid occupation. The transition, recognizing that activism wasn't enough, SWAPO established a highly structured administrative framework abroad, primarily in Zambia and Angola, creating specialized secretariats that functioned exactly like government ministries. They created health, education, and administrative wings to manage their exiled population. The diplomatic result. Because they built a functional, state-like administrative apparatus rather than remaining a loose protest committee, the United Nations General Assembly officially recognized SWAPO in 1976 as the sole and authentic representative of the Namibian people. This structural readiness laid the groundwork for Namibia's peaceful declaration of independence in 1990. 2. The Czechoslovak National Council, 1918. The original structure, during World War I, Czech and Slovak nationalists who wanted their country back from the Austro-Hungarian Empire operated through scattered political clubs and activist groups in Paris, London, and Washington. The transition, led by Tomáš Masaryk, these groups united to form the Czechoslovak National Council. They did not just agitate for human rights, They systematically set up an administrative registry, organized an army in exile, the Czechoslovak legions, and acted as a functioning government. The Re-Declaration and Recognition. In October 1918, they issued a formal declaration of independence. Because they had spent years acting as a structured, disciplined state in waiting rather than a protest movement, France, the United States, and Great Britain officially recognized the Council as the de facto government of the new nation before they even set foot on their fully liberated territory. 3. The Polish government in exile, 1939 to 1990. The structure. When Poland was invaded and occupied by Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union, Polish leaders fled abroad. Instead of forming a loose resistance committee or an NGO to report human rights abuses, they immediately invoked Article 24 of the 1935 Polish Constitution to form a legally seamless government in exile based first in France, then in London. Administrative statecraft. This GIE didn't just broadcast news. It maintained an unbroken chain of presidents and prime ministers, commanded an exiled regular military force fighting alongside the Allies, and operated an extensive underground state inside occupied Poland that issued civil registries and kept tabs on citizens. The legacy. They maintained their formal GIE status for 50 years throughout the Cold War. In 1990, when Poland finally threw off Soviet control, the GIE in London officially passed the historic presidential insignia and the original constitutional mandate down to the newly elected, free government in Warsaw, proving the ultimate success of the doctrine of continuity. 4. The Algerian FLN and GPRA, 1958. The original structure, the National Liberation Front, FLN, of Algeria, began as a revolutionary political military organization fighting French colonial rule. Under French law, they were categorized strictly as rebels, insurgents, and agitators. The transition. In 1958, the FLN realized that to win the diplomatic war on the global stage, they needed to stop speaking like a guerrilla movement and start speaking like a country. They formally transitioned their leadership into the Provisional Government of the Algerian Republic, GPRA, acting as a government in exile based in Cairo and Tunis. The diplomatic result. The moment they established ministries, an official diplomatic corps, and a formal state structure, multiple countries in Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe instantly granted them official diplomatic recognition. This state-level structure forced France into formal peace negotiations, the Evian Accords, leading to Algeria's recognized independence in 1962. Core commonalities of success. When looking closely at these historical blueprints, every organization that successfully transformed its global status followed a precise multi-step transition. 1. Changing the vocabulary. They stopped asking their occupiers or foreign nations to fix human rights abuses. Instead, they stepped forward as an independent administrative authority. 2. Instituting civic governance. They created registries, issued documentation, and established clear bylaws to show they could manage a population. 3. Using sacred milestones. They leveraged historic dates, memorials, and days of remembrance to show global observers that their population possessed an unbroken collective national identity that was voluntarily loyal to the exiled administration.
Now, Mazkai, I'm going to play it again. As I'm playing it, we'll be pausing and be analyzing it one after the other, because this is the read it for today. 4 countries. The one thing that must be pointed out to our people today is that these 4 countries, 2 was just declaration. 2 was the loss and they do what they call peaceful re-declaration of a lost country. And all of them transition. All of them have organization they use. They all transition into what? Government in exile, form the structure. In fact, let me play them. We'll start analyzing it gradually from 1 to the ending because of our time.
To understand how organizations move from a grassroots activist model, like an organizational directorate of state or liberation committee, to a recognized nation state, we can look at historical precedents. Throughout modern history, several notable movements realized that street agitation, protests, and human rights appeals alone would not force foreign powers to grant them statehood. They deliberately upgraded their structures into formal governments in exile, GIEs, or provisional governments, issuing peaceful declarations of sovereignty linked to monumental national days of remembrance.
Let's hold it here, because this is exactly where the problem starts. The structure, the grassroots work. You know, IPOB stand to be the grassroots from Mazi Nnamdi Okukano.
Exactly.
For Uche, for Massob, Rwanda was Massob will become his own grassroots. And they are all of organization and structure. But all these grassroots, everybody has the way he prepare his own grassroots. Massob with his own kind of way he prepares it, asking for self-determination under Nigeria, saying that he's fighting for freedom of the people. That is why when they travel to anywhere, nobody listens, nobody talk about it, and people will stand up and leave them, abandon them, and go away from wherever they come into. Then IPOB start with their own structure of the grassroots. Also here I said, to understand how organization move from a grassroots activity model, like an organizational instead of state or liberation committee, to a recognized nation state, we can look at what, let me put it in a word, we can look at this historical example or historical examples of those that have achieved their country. Now, he said through the modern history, several notable movements realize that street agitation, protests, and human rights apply alone would not force foreign powers to grant them statehood. That no amount of protest, no amount of agitation, no amount of claiming under human rights, that all these things alone is not what we force the foreign power to grant you that you are a country.
Yes.
Like those who claim that they are IPOB, that by doing protests on the street, that only that alone is how Biafra will be restored. And the world will come and said, okay, protest, have your country called Biafra that you lost in the hands of Nigeria so years, many years ago. That only this your protest is enough. But here, example, what they're going to tell us, what the members understand is that all these many organizations, that they realize that the street protests and the street agitation and the human rights appeal alone would not force the foreign powers to grant you that you are a nation. Whenever the world talk about statehood simply means a nation or a state. Either they use the statehood or they use
not like a country.
Just to understand, just a country what they're talking about. Now, what happened? They said they deliberately upgrade their structure into forming governments in exile, GIEs, because they're not talking about one people. That all these structures, organizations that are using protests, they said they deliberately upgrade their structure into formal government in exile, GIEs, or professional governments issue peaceful declaration of sovereignty. For those how could you declare sovereignty? You are in exile. But these people they are talking, all these four countries we have already heard about them, or them has been mentioned here. All of the four countries, that's why they use GIEs, put S there to prove that they're not talking about one people, they're talking about one state. They said all of them issue peaceful declaration of a sovereignty. Simply mean that what we declared on November 29 is a sovereignty. Next is what we declared. Because all these people, the word is they issue peaceful declaration for those who just started newly, for those that lost it, as we are going to hear. Those one issue what? Peaceful declaration of their lost country. Through what? By forming government in exile. And also proving.
After I will comment on this, first paragraph.
Okay. Then it's also proving, when we move forward, then we understand that all this organization, in the name of their structure they use, that into government in exile, that's only that one that issue peaceful declaration, or the one that issue peaceful declaration, is only the one that the world recognize, and that is the one that the world look at their action and had a transition, and they allow them to become a country today Then also, history shows that the history examples below illustrated this specific transition from an organization to a state in waiting. That the transition from organization into a state in waiting. Now it is getting clear to what we are doing. So let me allow you to, they said here, finally, before achieving full international recognition of their country, they first transition into government in exile and transition and leave organization and be acting as a country, a state, or a country in waiting. So, Sky, please come in.
All right. So, like I said, thank you so much, for everything you do. Thank you so much for this particular topic. This first paragraph says something that I want us to understand very, very well. Like here, he said they deliberately after forming organization, because they started like normal organization, get together, that is the structure. But when they realize that they go nowhere, no matter how long they protest, no matter how multitude they attract on the streets, they cannot give you can't force foreign powers to convert you or give you that statehood. Now, after knowing this, remember, they started like organization like Ipob, like Massob, who again, all this group, like the one that are forming newly, like PC, PUC, BGC, Conflict Resolution Committee, which they are not saying that they're not trying to tell us that it's also a government body. These are just small group, right? Now, for you to get the attention of people that those foreign powers, you have to structure yourself. So you have to structure yourself to government in exile. Then that will now open door for them to start paying attention to you. Not only forming structure, you have to make sure you carry that peaceful declaration. Now, like what was saying, on our own issue, because it has been declared in the past, what you need to do is the declaration, which has happened. And that declaration of sovereignty, remember, they keep on abusing people that, you say you are not a sovereign nation. You say you are not a sovereign nation. The moment you declare yourself, the foreign powers expect you to behave like a foreign, like a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
Automatically. They expect you to carry yourself, the way you talk, what you do after declaring yourself. You declare that you are not hereby a sovereign nation. That is why one of the requirements of declaration you have to present your map. You have to show your population. So these are things that makes you a sovereign nation. If you think that after declaring it that you are not sovereign, then what is the sense of showing your map? Because you cannot say, but you are still. That's what some of them will say. This is Biafran map. They agree. There's a Biafran map. They will not turn around and say, you say you don't declare yourself. You are still in Nigeria. Okay, but you believe in the map. Why you are still in Nigeria? Anybody that says, you say you're a sovereign nation, ask the person, do you believe in Biafran map? Of course, some of them will say yes. They will say yes. And once they say that yes, it simply means they don't know what they're saying. Because one of the criteria for you to declare yourself, you have to present map, show your territorial, like this area is where your land. Sorry?
You have to show your land and your territory.
Yeah, you have to show your land. You have to show, okay, this is where my land starts, this is where it ends. And people that domicile in those areas, people that reside those places, have to give you the validation. That is when the issue of referendum comes in. Okay, like Mike Arnold told Obi-Wan in their program, that you have to conduct it and invite people. Remember, when you invite people to witness your self-referendum or your referendum, it's not a must they will come. It's not a must. It requires lobbying. It requires some diplomatic engagement. But when you don't have one, go on and carry it. Do it, whether they believe it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have moved on to the next level. If they doubt that was self-referendum, it will be now their duty to come and reorganize it by themselves. Do you understand? So that is what this paragraph 1 is saying, and you must please pay attention to that because it will help you to understand what follows next. Right on, Muchino.
Historical examples below illustrate this specific transition from an organization to a state in waiting before achieving full international recognition. 1. SWAPO Namibia. The original structure, originally formed as the Ovambaland People's Organization, it became the Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO. For years, the international community viewed them strictly as a liberation movement or political group protesting South African apartheid occupation.
Yes, I know why I pause here. Because this is where the game starts right now to get clear to those who want it to be clear to them. And the number one example we have here is Namibia. Before Namibia becomes a country, or the recognition, they are using organization SWAPO, SWAPO, is the organization they are using. And they said the original structure, the original formed as the Ovambaland People's Organization, it became the Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO. For years, the international community viewed them strategically as a liberation movement or political group protecting South Africa apartheid occupation. Now they are doing protests. They want Namibia as a country. But out of that, they are still remain under South Africa. Like when the first time of Biafra, when Chukwemeka Ojukwu declared it, we are under Nigeria. The Chukwemeka Ojukwu declares that Biafra, the Republic of Biafra. With number one thing is that Chukwemeka Ojukwu did that declaration direct without checking the consequences or without forming any organization. Because if Chukwemeka Ojukwu could have formed any organization, maybe many people will still today remain on that organization because of who formed it is Chukwemeka Ojukwu. He's the founding father of Biafra. For that reason, we will remain on that organization. Odumegwu Ojukwu has no organization. He totally declares Biafra as a country. Now, look at people of Namibia that have organization because they are pulling out from South Africa. They first start their liberation. They did not immediately as they come out and declare Namibia as a country. No, rather, they form an organization. This organization they form and using it in their own mindset that this organization is to get Namibia as a country. And the way they will do it is by what? And they have to start doing protests. To use protests to campaign against apartheid regime occupation. What happened? Now, the international global community that are watching what Namibia was doing, they said, for years, the international community viewed them strictly as a liberation movement or political group protesting South Africa apartheid regime. That whatever they are doing is because of the apartheid regime of South Africa. You know, they are the first before Nelson Mandela. And in the name of apartheid regime, Namibia walked away from South Africa. The Nelson Mandela now come and fight to end the apartheid regime that made South Africa to break into two in the first place. Now, when they decided that the only thing they know how to do is to do protests, as they are doing the protests, the world will keep them silent. The way they keep issue of Biafra silent. Because the world believe that you are detecting that the apartheid regime government is not doing you well. They are not treating those groups well. That they only are starting to let the world or this community to come and tell apartheid regime of South Africa, stop treating people bad. Allow them to stay. Do what people want you to do. By doing that, they're okay with you. Then what happened? Namibia continued with their protests, and the world is seeing them as what? Organizations that are protesting how to end apartheid regime, not how to divide South Africa.
To have their own states.
Yeah. So they are not fighting people that want to have their own state. Rather, they are fighting to end or to help the world to see that the apartheid regime government of South Africa is not a good government. That they want the world to help either to change the government or the government to stop what they are doing and treat their citizens right. This is how the world will see the protests of SWAPO under South Africa. But in their own case, they thought they are fighting, they do this protest, that the world will say, okay, people are protesting for apartheid regime. For that, you said you want Namibia as a country. Okay, take your Namibia, we recognize you as a country. The world never did that. What happened? Listen to this.
The transition, recognizing that activism wasn't enough, SWAPO established a highly structured administrative framework abroad, primarily in Zambia and Angola, creating specialized secretariats that functioned exactly like government ministries. They created health, education, and administrative wings to manage their exiled population. The diplomatic result. Because they built a functional, state-like administrative apparatus rather than remaining a loose protest committee, the United Nations General Assembly officially recognized SWAPO in 1976 as the sole and authentic representative of the Namibian people. This structural readiness laid the groundwork for Namibia's peaceful declaration of independence in 1992.
No, we are not going to, let's go to this number one properly. Now, you see how it starts. They did what? The transition of SWAPO has begun. Now, recognizing that activism wasn't enough, SWAPO established a highly structured administrative framework abroad, primarily in Zambia and Angola. Now they have left the territory of South Africa, moved into another country. That is what the world called, in the seek of looking for a new country or a want old country back, they call it what? Exile.
What happened? Your network is somehow freezing now. Shina, are you there? Please, can you hear me? Can you confirm that you can hear me? Because I think his network is having an issue. Or am I the one having problem? Please let me confirm. I don't know. His network is having problem.
It's from me. I've never seen this one before for a long time, but it's okay. So, well, I was saying that the people of Namibia now transition.
Yeah.
They transitioned into exile. And look at the world telling you that the SWAPO transitioned into Zambia and Angola. When you try to find their transition finally, how the people of Namibia transitioned. The Namibia people transitioned into three countries. When Namibia was in Zambia, the government of Zambia exactly did what people of Finland did to Simon Ekpa, to government in of Zambia. They now move away with all their structure, collapse whatever they have in Zambia, move into Tanzania. That is why their final movement was on between Tanzania and Angola, because Zambia played a bad role. When they was in Zambia, the government of South Africa, we you people of Zambia, drag people of Namibia, arrest them, bring them back to South Africa and imprison them. So when the government starts asking, why is it our people are disappearing? Why suddenly arrest? Why did even Zambia allow them to arrest about 10 citizens of their countries? They said, what happened? They quickly moved away from Zambia and they end up in Tanzania and Angola. Angola backed them up. Tanzania backed them up until they achieved recognition. So that is why we say that what Finland is doing to Simon Ekpa is exactly what people of Zambia did to people of SWAPO or Namibia before they walked away from Zambia and formed their government in Tanzania and in Angola, which is where they call it what? Exile. Now, creating a specific statecraft that formed exactly like government ministers. They create health, education, and administrative wing to manage the exile population. Now, is it clear to you that the people of Namibia also was in exile? And the government was where? In exile. So even to manage the population when they were in exile, like what USB declared is doing right now. And this is how Namibia, let me know if you rush to finish it. Let me go here. Diplomatic result, because they built a functional state-like administrative apparatus rather than remaining in a loose protest committee. The United Nations General Assembly officially recognized SWAPO in 1976 as the sole and the authority
representative
of the Namibia people. The same way today, in all internet, in all research, the only government that Biafran people has is USB declared. Through our map, the hand is pointing United States of Biafra, the nation that has entered into the map of the world. Is it not proving to you that this way that UN, the United Nations recognizes SWAPO, is the same way it has been recognized by Biafra government in exile, leading as the only government of people of Biafra that we have.
And you know, McConnell said that when you talk about in Washington DC, if you talk about Biafra, door will be shut on you. So you cannot see the reason why door is being shut on people that because they are going there uninvited. You don't have what it takes. You are not. Nobody expects you to bring your group to disturb foreign powers, people that approve or organize statehoodship, because you have not made the criteria, and the criteria is not hidden to you. It's your duty to go and check what you must do. Just like when somebody is trying, maybe when you are if you want to attend the wedding and the dressing code is to wear black and white, you have to wear pink and blue. So what do you expect? You think the people in the entrance door will allow you? They will shut down you because it is made clear to before that if you want to attend this function, dress like this dressing code. We have a Liberation Army TV. I greet you, Madam. I can see you. You are commenting from Chino's platform. You said, I am in. Okay, you are saying Oluchua God is in the house. I see you. Amadichi Gozie Chibozo. I greet you. Triple M. Margaret is in the house. I greet you, man. You're well done.
Then
Thank you for your time.
Peter also is in the house.
Chris Biafra. All right, let's continue, Chino. Let's continue. Triple M.
Now, it says, as they sold
Obi-Wan. Sorry. Obi-Wan and Amadichi Goze, I greet all of you. Okay, right on. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yes. So they said, the structured readiness led the groundwork for Namibia peaceful declaration of independence in 1990. Now, why did they use the word 1990? How did they come to 1990? One is that it's the day that the world recognized us is another historical day in our life. The day that the world, because this is a day in 1990, from the 1956 to 1990. The 1990 was a fully day. Namibia was recognized by many countries. As they recognize, already know that these are those are going to recognize us. Then UN help them to push some military weapon into the land of Namibia, into the land of territory of Namibia, and be waiting. As they recognize them, they conduct election that day in front of UN, and a president of Namibia, by the man who was in prison, won the election. Then this woman today that is conducting the affair of Namibia was the one who was managing when the man was inside. And what happened? They collapsed SWAPO into a party name. Immediately, the former government in exile and start asking Republic of Namibia. They collapsed SWAPO into a party name. That was the first party name that people of Namibia used to win election of their president in Namibia. Structured. Like after we have declared Biafra, we might decide to say that Brgie is a party name. And people will be voting on this. That is what happened in Namibia. After their declaration, through a name that was using SWAPO. Now, I have established on this number one, which I will leave number two for you after I play it. I have established number one, that IPOB is a structure. SWAPO is a structure. But SWAPO transition into government in exile and stop answering SWAPO and issue declaration and start answering Republic of Namibia. And on the name Republic of Namibia, they achieved recognition. So proving, IPOB, you are not the first people in Africa that have an organization called IPOB, that have a structure called DOS. This is what I want to establish this evening. And all this group of BGC, Brgie, PUC, and all of you wants to know that without this, and the government of the world said that they recognize that SWAPO was the one who issued the peaceful declaration of Namibia. That is why they recognize them as the name of their country. Madam Origin is in the building. We greet you, ma. Thank you so much. So, number two, and they will allow you to go with that number two. Now, let me play. I will play it fully. To pause, I will pause. Then, if you analyze, I will play it again.
The Czechoslovak National Council, 1918. The original structure, during World War I, Czech and Slovak nationalists who wanted their country back from the Austro-Hungarian Empire operated through scattered political clubs and activist groups in Paris, London, and Washington. The transition, led by Tomáš Masaryk, these groups united to form the Czechoslovak National Council. They did not just agitate for human rights, they systematically set up an administrative registry, organized an army in exile, the Czechoslovak legions, and acted as a functioning government. The Re-Declaration and Recognition. In October 1918, they issued a formal declaration of independence. Because they had spent years acting as a structured, disciplined state in waiting rather than a protest movement, France, the United States, and Great Britain officially recognized the Council as the de facto government of the new nation before they even set foot on their fully liberated territory. 3.
Yeah, that's number two. So, Mazakai, please go on.
Sorry. I moved my mic. Okay, this number two is about the same thing. It's almost the same thing that we have been saying here. The Czech. This one is during World War I. Czech and Slovakian nationalists who wanted their country back from the Austro-Hungary Empire operated through scattered political clubs and activist groups in Paris. Not even in their land, in Paris, London, Washington, you know what they're going to Washington now. So the transition led by Tomáš Masaryk, this group united to form the Czechoslovakian National Council. They did not just agitate for human rights, they systematically set up an administrative registrar, organized an army in exile, the Czechoslovakia Legion, and acted as a functioning government. All right. Remember, they always start like a group.
Yeah.
From that group, they will protest, talk, submit documents. Nobody will recognize you. You have to come back to restructure yourself to administrative government that will lead you now to government in exile. Now, after forming the government in exile, here this line said the Recognition and Recognition. In October 1918, they issued a formal declaration, remember, of independence. Now, this one should remind you what you said in number one. Whenever you declare yourself, you don't go back. What is declaration? What do you understand by the word declaration? I hereby, my name is ABC, that come from so region. I have 3 plots of land. and I have in this three plot of land, I have 1,000 or 100 people that occupy it. They have given me the mandate to protect this territorial integrity, and our name is hereby this. Automatically, you are now a sovereign nation. Maybe a state, a country in making, or a country awaiting. Now, what you did is you have set a step for that country to follow you. That's why, even though I don't know this, like this is my first time of reading this history, but I keep on. I remember when I asked the question, in my platform that Ogekere and other people who say they want to fall back. How do you expect to recognize you? Because when you declare yourself and go back, you have denied your identity. That is that you want people to recognize you, you have automatically denied it. So if you cannot be proud of yourself, is it me that will be proud of you? Remember, I don't know you. You are not classmates. I don't know you. You actually want me. You are just a different body. I'm doing my thing on my own, in my own part, with my own little capacity. And you approach me because you know that I'm a family man, and you want to be a family man. That's a country, just use that as an example. You now ask Sky Report, please, I want to recognize me as a married man. But you deny that you are not married. How can I be the one to have more faith in you than you yourself? When it comes to statehoodship, it doesn't work that way. So they redeclared this redeclaration of recognition took place in 1918. All right. Now he said here, because they have spent years acting as a structure, disciplined state in waiting. Disciplined state in waiting. That's why I said the way you comport yourself after declaration matters a lot. You don't act as a group. Makandi use bylaw. Makandi bylaw, which you get there, because this is part of it. Bylaw is meant for a group, organization, not government.
Not for a country. Yeah.
So these are things that they need, because remember, you are approaching foreign powers that know what it takes to be a country. They know what it takes, the requirement to be a nation. They know you, even if you are pretending that you are strong when you are weak, they will know. As Nagadu they know once they talk to you, they already know your level. That this one, if you support you, no. You don't respect humanity. You think that when DPM will talk and call Nigeria, because I'm saying it because I have seen some of them using that against our sister state Nigeria. Our sister state Nigeria. When she used that, she's not saying that because she's so much in love with where Nigeria is. But she understands that you have to respect that who they say they are.
Their country, you have to respect them.
You have to respect, even if you are doubting them, for the fact that other nations still have some respect on them, you don't have any other choice to accord them that respect. That will not stop you from bringing out their flops.
Yes.
Do you understand? Now here he said again that they have been acting as a structure, a state structure, and for years, disciplined states in waiting rather than a protest movement. France and the United States and Great Britain officially recognized the council, that is Czechoslovakia, okay, as the de facto government of the new nation before they even set foot on their fully liberated territory. Now, remember, they have not even, now because of Ogekere, we have already army. They have food, they have people there, they have de facto government already in homeland. Don't forget that.
Yes. Yes.
So the simply means that Biafra have done more than this group. They have done more than this one, they form everything outside. Everything outside. They don't have even the government in Ezra is being considered as de facto during that time. It's being considered as de facto. Now, After forming those things, the structure and everything is in place. Countries that have monitored their activities, how disciplined they are, gave them the recognition. And that is what, I'm not saying this for those that fall back to repent, but for you that are somehow, your mind is flapping somehow, you're not sure of what you're doing. You are considering falling left or right, or you think that somebody somewhere is twisting your mindset. My brother, my sister, know this and have peace. Thank you so much,
Yeah, let's go to number 3 because of our time. Yeah.
The Polish government in exile, 1939 to 1990. The structure. When Poland was invaded and occupied by Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union, Polish leaders fled abroad. Instead of forming a loose resistance committee or an NGO to report human rights abuses, they immediately invoked Article 24 of the 1935 Polish Constitution to form a legally seamless government in exile based first in France, then in London. Administrative statecraft. This GIE didn't just broadcast news. It maintained an unbroken chain of presidents and prime ministers, commanded an exiled regular military force fighting alongside the Allies, and operated an extensive underground state inside occupied Poland that issued civil registries and kept tabs on citizens. The legacy. They maintained their formal GIE status for 50 years throughout the Cold War. In 1990, when Poland finally threw off Soviet control, the GIE in London officially passed the historic presidential insignia and the original constitutional mandate down to the newly elected, free government in Warsaw, proving the ultimate success of the doctrine of continuity. 4. The Algerian FLN and GPRA, 19...
Sorry, on this number 3, before we go to the last one, we run it quickly, because it's repeating the same thing. If you look at it, all is, we want to let it clear, make it clear to you this night, that there is no other way and there is no other government that once a peaceful declaration has happened, or a peaceful declaration has happened, that one that declares it is the one that the world listens to. That is the one that the world gives recognition. That is why when you see all this group, all this oh my God, all this individual, like our DPM said, she knows why she's calling them individual. And that word individual is what fits all of you, honestly.
If you don't want to stress yourself, you can use mediocre.
So yes, all these mediocres. When you look at all these mediocres that are making noise around, because of you don't know how the thing operates. And the example has been out there. Now, when Poland, the whole Poland, they lost their country in the hands of Germany and Soviet Union, they said, instead of them to form NGO to report human rights and protest, they transition into government in exile. The government in exile based where? Remember how many countries they mentioned here? France, London. The same London that refused Biafra as a country. That is the London that we are hearing. Algeria, minus Algeria, Czechoslovakia, where do they stay? London, France, Washington, D.C. Now look at Poland again. Poland, they run into two countries, London and France. First was in France, second was in London. All these are what? Governments. They are where? In exile. What happened? The Poland own, the state, the administrative statecraft, how it goes. The NGO, they are not just for broadcast. You want our DPM to come out every day, answering question and answer. You want DPM to start broadcasting like Mazen Nandekano and Simon Eba. No. It has been done and dusted. What has been done and dusted? Biafra as a country, through a peaceful word, declaration of the lost country, like people of Poland and the Czechoslovakia. This is how
I don't blame people that want to, ask this kind of question, that want to start asking questions that something that they're supposed to know already. Remember, before Nigerian independence, the North told Britain to give them time. They are not prepared yet. The reason they need it because they don't have people. They think they don't have people that can speak for them. They are not prepared. They don't have people that are educated enough to pilot, their own region and all that. So yes, we still have such kind of things, that kind of thing here. people that followed Massob followed PM, and now they still want to go back to what Massob was used to do in 2015 to 16. They still want to go back there because to them, as long as they are living as a Nigerian, and so from time to time they talk about Biafra, and somehow there's some benefit that come from it. They want to remain like that. So anything, all this, like all those things that we are talking now, most of them are finding it difficult to understand it simply because it is beyond their knowledge. It is beyond them. It doesn't matter how close you are to Master Manepa, the Prime Minister. It doesn't matter how long you have listened to Master Namodo's broadcast. If you don't open your ear and your memory and your time to understand what those things means, and if you cannot interpret it in a better way, it will be difficult for you to understand any progress. That's why they keep on saying that. You hear some of our people saying that show me one thing DPM has achieved. Show me one thing. They're even doubting that. The same thing that Jovika is asking. Show me one thing that Master Magana achieved. You know what I mean? So it is not Master Magana's fault that you don't understand. You are not capable to understand what he has achieved. It is not the same thing to PM. It's not his fault. It's not your DPM fault that you cannot understand anything because you denied yourself the opportunity to know. So let's continue. Sorry about that.
So finally, the legacy. They maintained their formal government in exile status for 50 good years in London and France. Government in exile. Before they were able to come back to their land. Throughout the Civil War, in 1990, when Poland finally threw off Soviet control, the GIE in London officially passed the historical, presental, and what happened as the original constitution and the mandate. Then what happened? They do what? They prove continuity of their lost country by doing an election, and they handed over the document of their country to the new president. Now, number 4, at final.
58. The original structure, the National Liberation Front (FLN) of Algeria, began as a revolutionary political military organization fighting French colonial rule. Under French law, they were categorized strictly as rebels, insurgents, and agitators. The transition. In 1958, the FLN realized that to win the diplomatic war on the global stage, they needed to stop speaking like a guerrilla movement and start speaking like a country. They formally transitioned their leadership into the Provisional Government of the Algerian Republic, GPRA, acting as a government in exile based in Cairo and Tunis. The diplomatic result, the moment they established ministries, an official diplomatic corps, and a formal state structure, multiple countries in Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe instantly granted them official diplomatic recognition. This state-level structure forced France into formal peace negotiations, the Evian Accords, leading to Algeria's recognized independence in 1962.
You see how it happened to Namibia? How it happened to Algeria in Africa again? They have organization, they form organization. At a stage, you want to push the water is under what? Under guerrilla warfare. And Algeria found out that this our protest and this our guerrilla warfare are attacking France. Will never give us Namibia as a country. They do what? They professionally transition into what? Into government in exile. Where is the government in exile of people of Algeria? Cairo, Egypt, and Tunisia in Africa is where the transition to. If you check between the 1958 to 1962, how many years before they can come back and take over their territory? As the transition government in exile, when they find out that, oh, this is our protest, so this is guerrilla warfare that we are using to attack France. Like the only thing that we are doing all this while with the Biafran Liberation Army, when it was there, is guerrilla warfare. Hit and run inside bush. That is what is called guerrilla warfare now. And people at earlier 1958 said that this is not working. Let us stop this guerrilla warfare attack. Let us stop the protest. Now, what happened? When they stop it and transition into government in exile, form the government in exile, and issue the declaration of Algeria as a country. Now, the diplomatic result, the movement then established ministers as official diplomatic crew and a formal state structure, multiple countries in Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe did what? Grant them instantly, grant them official diplomatic recognition. This state-level structure forced France, nearly the recognition. What happened? It forces France to listen to them.
Then pay attention.
They pay attention. They saw their matter. France pack bag and luggages and their things, walk away from the country. They never come back because of the issue declaration and start knocking woto and start guerrilla warfare, start protests again. No, all has left and they start acting as a country. So in summary, before we put them for people to come in, listen to this.
Core commonalities of success. When looking closely at these historical blueprints, every organization that successfully transformed its global status followed a precise multi-step transition. 1. Changing the vocabulary. They stopped asking their occupiers or foreign nations to fix human rights abuses. Instead, they stepped forward as an independent administrative authority. 2. Instituting civic governance. They created registries, issued documentation, and established clear bylaws to show they could manage a population. 3. Using sacred milestones. They leveraged historic dates, memorials, and days of remembrance to show global observers that their population possessed an unbroken collective national identity that was voluntarily loyal to the exiled administration.
Now it has clear. It has come clear. You look at the word here. I want us to look at. When looking closely at the historical blueprint, every organization that successfully transitioned into a global status of following as a prince multiple step of transition. What is that multiple? You first form organization. The organization, you transition into a government in exile. When you transition again, when you issue the correction, it's another transition. Then this transition will lead you to recognition.
Okay, can I say something? Because this number 2 said instituting civic governance. All right, and there you said they created registry, issued documentation, and established clear bylaws to show they could manage a population. At this point, they have not declared their statehood. They have not declared their statehood. So, you see, before declaration, you remember the USB government of Brgie have already organized constitution and kept that constitution aside. Am I wrong? You know,
you are right. They kept it aside.
When PM was here, nothing. They are not moving with the constitution. Like they are not they have not enacted the constitution to law. Now, since they have not enacted the law, it simply means because they have not been declared.
Yes.
Do you know that after recognition now, that constitution will start, will be put to work. Now, these people is because they institute civic governance, but they chose to use that bylaw. Why am I saying this? Because I'm going to post this on my WhatsApp. If you go through it, don't say, oh, but you told us they cannot use bylaw. At this point in time, they have not declared statehood. Like they have not declared their state, their declaration have not taken place. They just organize them, structure themselves into civic governance, meaning that they have taken a step. They have shown that look, we can lead ourselves, we can structure ourselves. PM did it. Honestly, PM did a very, very fantastic work.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. Anyway, that's what I just want to chip into this one because we are trying to rush this, so that means against us somehow. If you're in my WhatsApp, please you can also you can read it there. I will drop this one there. I should not drop it here. Let me just copy it and drop it in that WhatsApp for those that care to read. Okay, continue, Chino.
Yes, we have come. That is the program of today. What we want to establish.
So you can drop link now for those who want to come in.
Now, I've drop link already for those who want to join us. So we have link already.
Let them join because I make it snappy.
Yeah. So as we're waiting for Biafrans, we have established it for you today clearly. 4 countries. I have up to 12 here. I still have another two from another different two from Africa, another different two from Europe also. I still have another different two from Africa. I have in Africa.
Please, I want you to play this video.
Okay.
Again, play it again.
Okay.
Continue to remember.
On this day, May 30th, 2026, the United States of Biafra government is inviting all Biafrans from Ijo to Efik, Ibibio, Anang, Igbo, Igodomigodo, Ogoni, Oron, Ogoja, Ichekiri, Urobo, Egala, and all our people to remember our heroes. Team, from sacrifice to stability, we honor the past, we build the future. Saturday, May 30th, 2026, from 10 a.m. in the morning till 2 p.m. in the afternoon at Washington, D.C. office, from 2 p.m. in the afternoon till 10 p.m. in the night at Churchill Hotel. Address is at 1726 Connecticut Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. Postal code 20,009. From sacrifice to stability.
So, I was waiting for Biafrans if they have time to join us, because we rush the program quickly, and those who understand what we just present this evening, we understand it clearly, that the Biafran or the USB in their action is just the same action that every other country has taken in the past, and they got their country that they lost back, or they declare new one, and today it becomes a country. Is the process USB is taking today. We don't need to open mic again to tell you that this is what USB is representing today. That is why anywhere you go, it's about USB re-declared. What triggers for the world to recognize Namibia is the process we are on it. What triggers the world to talk about Algeria is the process we are on it right now. And I said, after the Biafran War, the only time that we have gotten it right is only this time that we declare Biafra as a country. That is the only time that the people of Biafra, that we have gotten it right. And the right how, where the world can talk about us, where the world can say, yes, you have given us what we are asking for. You have given us what Namibia give to us, and made us talk about Namibia. You have given us what people of Algeria made us talk about Algeria. You have given us what Poland give to us that make us to talk about Poland. Because that is only where the world has power to prove that you are no longer under the protest of proving that you want to be treated right, human rights protest. And I say it today again, that if you are see today, if IPOB call for protest, you march out in Biafra land, sorry, you are just wasting your life for nothing. Because that is why after even on the people died on holding Donald Trump American flag in their hand, that America did not do anything. Even if you say that Biafra has re-declared, and you are doing that under the re-declaration of USB, that you are doing that, hold the flag of America, America must surely talk. Because of what? You are a state in waiting. You hold Israel flag on your hand, and then more protest, and the next church enter, and somebody passed away. Why the world are not talking? Because we are already during that time is being seen that you're asking the world to treat you right, that Nigeria is a country that we need to tell Nigeria to please calm down. These people, they have freedom of speech. What you are doing abroad, in Ireland, in anywhere you are, is what they call freedom of speech. You have right to do that. Nobody will deprive you from having freedom of speech in abroad, in exile, not in Nigeria. So if you do it in Nigeria, you will be in prison. And you know when it's come to a black man, come to Africa, freedom of speech is not for people of Africa. If you do it in your country where you claim that you are from, next thing is to be inside prison. Let us welcome Olusegun God. Yeah, man, good evening from here, please. You have the mic. We are running quickly for our fundraising.
Yeah.
Good day to you, sir.
Yeah,
welcome.
Mazika, I greet you, and Chino, I greet you.
I greet you. Welcome. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, I will not waste your time because it is only those who do not understand, lack of understanding of English. But it's only one thing I always say every time I come to a program, Chino, is even Mazikai. Both me and you, we are not born in abroad because sometimes our kids, when they speak here, it's hard for us to process what they're speaking. Apart from my own kids, they speak Igbo and they hear Igbo. But the language you speak here is a very, very, very simple language that even a layman will understand what you are saying. Even the video you play, these people who this system, they are not in a hurry. They take their time to explain these situations for everyone to see. So what I want to say here is, I was talking to one of our brothers today. I forwarded a lot of a video clip of Chino to him. He's trying to educate him that this is that. So sometimes today he told me he has learned a new thing. I said, well, you will learn more from a Biafran researcher, a Professor Chino. I've got the professor in America, and they are not correct story. Professor now, professor who cannot research. But I listened to the kind of question Masika is asking. Because I'm a psychologist, so I listen. A psychologist is when people speak, when you work with them, you see what you be able to know where they are going. Why Kai is asking this question, all those things that he says, it's for him, for people to understand in a layman language what Chino is talking about. He's trying to make a point for people to know, look, the stage we are is not a stage that whether you like it or not. I've come to realize from Chino that no matter 20 resistant opposition to USB, that will not stop anybody from recognizing Biafra.
Exactly.
But the point is the first declaration. Those who you can have 20 organizations, but when a particular one is declared,
need that criteria.
Happening in Namibia, they have 8, according to Chino's research. They have 8 organizations, 8. But because as I was growing up, because I read history, I know about this SWAPO. Because SWAPO, in everything they went through, they were able to redeclare Namibia as a nation. Even according to the research Chino made, there is another group in Namibia who went and also declared another country again.
Yeah.
But when the time came, they decided, look, because these people have declared, they say, you go and align yourself with these people and apologize to them. They never say there must be 2 redeclaration. That was I was telling that our brother today. There would be no other redeclaration. And it's asking me that the sense that Mazen Nandekan is coming out. I say, well, if Mazen Nandek is coming out, because a lot of things have been promised to him, and he said what he is looking for is Biafra. But all the fortunate is lucky. Biafra have been declared. So when he comes out, he will be briefed. And he will now know that Biafra have been declared, the same thing he was looking for. When we see Obatobe, Obatobe is also aware. So Mazen Nandekano cannot come at IPOB. That is what people don't understand. Because from the history, from the record, from this research, you say, I have never seen anybody who came out of prison or anything that went back to the group he formed before he was incarcerated. They came out because they have people who were fighting. They came out, either they were made the leader and they asked to go because you are still alive, you lead us. So I never seen anybody come back and go back, even Mandela, because ANC, the purpose for ANC was for liberation of South Africa under apartheid regime. So ANC is an organization. When he came out, well, there were people fighting for ANC. He came out, everything was handed. They briefed him. They handed the documents over to him. In your absence, this is what we have done. Well, I still remember one man then called Steve Biko. These are those who were assassinated in the course of the freedom of South Africa. So, but when he came out, they handed documents, said, look, this is how far we have gone. And he just did 4 years and said, okay, to God be the glory, I hands up, continue. Let me go and rest. So sometimes I think, because I see that Ohamadike himself, there are some decisions I see him make. I don't know if it is him or not him. If something they say he said or he doesn't say. There's one comment our DPM said in one of, he said she, the United States of Biafra will be the one to release Nnamdi Kanu. She made that comment. A lot of people did not understand that. And when you reason with what you know he said, you will not understand that is the cost of the declaration is going to make this man free. People might think, oh, he's a lawyer, so he's this, but the thing is, that is a government right now.
Exactly.
And in DC, organizations of emerging African states, they are going to address, they are also going to be in DC.
Yeah.
And this organization is not an African organization. This is European world. They are organizations from the whole Europe, the world. They are not African organization. Imagine African nation. They are looking at you to do the right thing. They are looking at you to say, we have a structure. They are watching you to say, you have a government like USB have. They want to know if you have a in homeland, if you have a state, if you have a boundary. All these things have been defined. That is the reason they're going to be in Washington, D.C. So I don't, when I hear other people work in Kere, because I see today from Kelena, where I don't know who was bashing Ugotu, calling Ugotu 47419, that even when they acquired Holy Ghost is aware, they send the video to him that Ugotu 47 is a fraud, it just, all those kind of things. These things according to Chino's report and research, these things we have seen them happen in other places. So that's why when we call you, we only air our opinion. We're not disputing anything you are saying. It's exactly the structure of the 21st century to get a nation. So I want to thank you, and because it's been long, I expected you to also run a program on Kelena station. I expected you to run a program before you used to come to, Biafran TV, Exodus. I expected you to run program in any place you can educate our people, because our people, they are actually gullible. Monday grad school, Monday na Amade Hanako, the day take this program more serious, more serious. It was the day somebody called you from Holland. The person said, he said, Chino, you are my brother. Na he name na boss na hana di me na watch again. Na the ten na ba. Since that day, when any give me a program, I will not put it in Twitter. It's not possible. Not possible. I will share and put it on Twitter. Even Kai, all of them, I put their records, I put their broadcasts in Twitter. So what I want to thank you, my brother, we have declared that is record, that is documents. What we are just waiting for is recognition. I was arguing with that brother today. I told him, Kidota Geshinya mad deportation. He also kedindi megro radical. Na Kedinya Geshinya mad deportation. In my deportation will come and go home. US yes, documents. A revoke way. What recognition are you looking again? In Australia, 4 in Australia. No, the deportation camp. Today, They have been given the documents. That's our brother who left Finland. This Finland needs to see here with Obatobe. He went to Netherlands on the street called Landro. The day AP create up, hand over to the government. OG Biafran ID card. This is our brother. And the system now, a document, 2 years residential document with USB document. And even right now, he's working in that Adro, like in Adro camp. He's working there as a staff. Has said, okay, now you have this ID card. Where is your passport? Or our head of mission, the Honorable Jido Formache, yeah, that passport is in progress. I said, any 2 years, anytime passport to Potra, let us know. I'm the Madina for recognition. I know why that, but I'm here one day when, according to the law or what Chino is researching, 21st century, also about any country in Africa, the moment they may pronounce it, I recognize you. Because the first country to recognize American independence is Morocco. Yeah. Before France. So anybody recognized right today, anywhere here in to Somaliland after 34 years. The world was watching them until they see the reason. They went into the research on them and oh, is that what we are missing? Honorable had done their arms, they done their tools. The world watch for 34 solid years, massacre, 34 years. Just this year, Netanyahu will recognize you. Remember, when he did that recognition, he also put a cut to Donald Trump. I saw him with the document where he said, Mr. President, I have recognized the land.
All time, turn by turn.
He was so excited. So today, I was a Madagagba, those who are occupying them to leave. So me, exactly. I also strongly believe that. I told that about today, that one, okay, man here one day, a nation with that, based on the things we have done, based on what we have put in place, because I saw what Kai brought up today about the Foreign Affairs of Department of Foreign Affairs or USB. I followed you and I saw before you even did that program. I've read that document. But the thing is, what you put up there, what they brought up there, is exactly what the world is looking for. So we are pushing very hard. USB government is pushing, and now according to Mazi Chino, whether you agree, whether you no agree, we never stop the recognition of Biafra. We have a document. Exactly.
Even I wish we have the time with me and the Kai. We have played people today how the world will see USB among all these groups.
You understand? I even told that our brother right now in Africa, USB is number one. So, but you see, we don't come here because we listen a lot. We want to be educated because maybe you don't have this program. We have to learn. And we use what we learn from you people, both guys, all of you. We use it to also educate some of our brothers. That our brother, send the going video got taught today to him. As we are go and watch it yourself. Go and watch it yourself. So that is what we are saying here. So my brother, I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate Kai, Kelena, Mazi, Exodus, Ezekiel and Sons, Adaswama and Ekba, our big mama, Stella. My brother, if you hear anything you people are doing that is in vain. And when one man in a comedy, I hear Callisto. In your big chicken, or grab body chicken like this, or chop one part, or either enter. And there's no apology to anybody. Dr. Brgie, honor on the right course. So I want to
on the right course. The world will open. No one research pushing a mask time I play. I'm them come Ipob. Brgie, BGC, Massob, the original Brgie that declares Biafra is how I put it. Which among these is acting as a country that the world will soon recognize? Mazi Asigna, Dr. Ngozi Orabeze, the peaceful mental, they said that Dr. Ngozi Orabeze is maintaining the peaceful atmosphere of repeating history. They now refer me to Poland. They refer me to Ethiopia, how they got gone when they lost it, that on the mandate how she is moving, that she is only one, that all these things they said is a small organization that has nothing to do with what USB is doing. And she is acting as a head of state of a country in waiting on the international law that guides the movement of a new country, that very soon, that she is the only one acting as under the modern law of 21st century, leading to recognition of a country, that she's acting as a country. So, do you know that when our DPM said that we should go and sleep? Honestly, there's some search I did not play today. I listened to that search by myself. I am just happy today after this program, time of after 4 days, I will just sleep very well, knowing that very soon we're on the right track. What else? And I said this thing again today. The rules of recognition is not being given by any Biafra. There is a template of recognition, and that is where USB stand, and they are only the ones. So there's nothing you can do. You can rant, you can shout, you can claim whatever you want to claim. Is when it's come to the who has the document. Who issued the peaceful declaration of Biafra as a country is the Arabese. The matter ends like Libya, like Algeria, like Poland, like Czechoslovakia. In fact, today I just play only 4. This is I have it up to 12 to 18 countries that are through this way is how they become a country. After I have lost it, I have 27 countries that with only a peaceful redecoration of lost countries how they become. Through the first government in exile that issued that declare, that person that opened mouth and they said, once the person is alive, that international community will not jump her. So far, she or he is maintaining a structure of a government to jump her to organize any organization that it does not exist. So let them go and rant and shout.
So that's it, my brother. Thank you so much. I want to also use this opportunity. I keep calling on our people in the Republic of Ireland that the door is open for everyone. United States of Biafra, Dr. Rebeza right now is engaging every Biafran community in the whole of the world. You put yourself together, you come and ask her questions. That thing that is confusing you, bring it to her. She will answer you. She wants to identify with every Biafran all over the world. They started with Sweden, I think Brussels, Belgium on. I was not there. I didn't know how it went. And we're planning to have her here in Republic of Ireland. A lot of people want to ask her a question. I told them, bring your question.
Tomorrow.
That thing that is confusing you, when they say, oh, we have gone home, we're a separate nation. They say, our sister nation. They say, what is she talking about? And I go on the ground, I walk and then I go to school. Already, I won't do try in a school. And I work in the grad school now. So, but that's an opportunity for her to come to Ireland and address people and let them ask that question that is bothering them. That the Biafra, for Biafra to come does not mean right now the stage we are, this with recognition we are seeking for, not whether you recognize Biafra or we don't recognize Biafra. All irrelevant now. If Biafra was not declared, that is a different thing. Now, that's a record. So, and the thing is there.
Can you hear me?
So, I want to urge people to call a number and be part of United States of Biafra government. Yeah, in Ireland, like I always say, the number is +35 353 899 6679. Again, +353 899 666079. Call and be part of history. Be part of history, because why I'm saying this is I recognize that Biafra. Onya Okula call Onya Okula this number. One lot get shooting him near name. I'm an old poor windy. One lot hage make it him near game. I want one net doctor. I bet actually from the say I'm a monya chino. I'm a me who I'm a me who Mazikai. Lot to get rich here. I got my problem. Is rich, you know. Reach equal to this number now. Now is the time. There was.
Why God in an even he cannot hear me.
He said?
In an him as a car in Nebu.
Mbamba, no, I'm not why you are Neku.
I don't know why I notice him here.
Right.
I notice him here.
Always in a platform got comment to one rubbish.
I can't block the natural cancer. You
no, yes, go again.
Before you block here, because before you ask you, could you allow me to just play this? I wouldn't cast you.
I block because don't block him. Don't block him.
Everything we block anybody from after
block him.
No time to block. Now, Maska, let us here how you where say you. Let me play this guy would make you style.
Chino, Mamba. It was an energy neighbor.
Okay.
Nada. O deserve, yeah. She play you my play.
Okay. No, let us leave it because of it's supposed to be a full program. No need to play it. We'll come back with it. There's no need.
Okay.
Ask him to flow link and come. Let us see him. Let us hear him.
Brother, please. If you know that you are not Sonny Akparawa, because this account, somebody has told me that Sonny Akparawa uses this account to comment. If you know that you are Sonny Akparawa, please enter the link. Let me, because of you, put the link fresh again. If you know that you are not Sonny Akparawa, please have the link.
You should multiply account.
Yeah, we cannot hear Mazikai. Because the person putting this thing up, Brgie. And I'm going to Brgie, my great daughter, United States of Biafra.
Yes.
But if they wish to stay in Brgie, there is nothing you can do to say this. Let them stay there.
Or if you know that na Brgie, use the link and enter, prove it to us. Come and let's talk.
Simple. Brgie, is it not this one? All of us are involved.
With evidence and fact and figure, please.
All of us was involved in Brgie.
Look at you now.
Obatobie age 1 full year. Plan not for the declaration before Finland took him out. I'm asking him after the declaration. Oge Nkere was in that the declaration. Also shato USB. Imam Madabu shato USB. Vava shato USB. After recognizing USB, they said they are falling back.
Please hold on. The only thing block if you don't enter with this link, you jump with their comment. If you don't enter, we are going to block you that you will never see a way to enter again. Triple M, please welcome to the program.
All right, thank you so much, my dear brother. Our professor.
Are you hearing Triple M?
Yeah, but
okay, I'm not hearing him anywhere.
That means ya waga bata kwazo ya po bata. Maka kai ji maka ya po.
Ya kai bata go. Kai go. Mama organo.
No, I'm wago organo
Mba all the nwa go dey po. O ya maka ochi na ke ya po bata.
I'm sure he is on my side. All nani chino come now. I'm not hearing Triple M. I'm not hearing Kai.
Triple M in Mazikai.
Ana Mazikai, yeah.
Only go out and come back again.
Okay, man,
go out and come back again.
All right. eze ndị eze na-ezo n'okpuru ya, ọ dịghị onye gị na ya na chi eze. Eze ndị eze na-ezo n'okpuru ya, ọ dịghị onye gị na ya na chi eze. Ka mgbado ya ebe a maka na Biafra nwere mmadụ. I greet you my brother Kai. O nwere program gị m nọ n'ọrụ na-ege, but I couldn't comment ya na m ji ihe n'aka. When you hear the people ndị sị na ha bụ mmadụ, ha na-ekwu okwu gị na-ene nne mmadụ ya na-akụ eri gị na Joseph onye a ọkọsọkwa ka ọka nọ na zoo gị na-ele ndị a nọkwa abroad o. Abroad. Yeah, that is they say if you want to be educated, you get school have to pass through you. Get pass all through school. Abroad, man, abroad aga. There you bring it down. One and then was na zoo and webe hagara. I got on there now. Ejin otomopo mva aka akpagharị. Baba dadio ekedem ama m na ị ga n'olu m na otu bata.
Anụ m anụ olu gị.
Welcome sir. Daalụ nne udo dịrị nwanne mmadụ. Anyị na-ahụ ndị dịka n'obi a na-esi ya ike because na ka ikpeazụ a nwanne ọnụ anyị na-egwu anyị ahụ n'ọdụ ọdụ ewi. And onwe hopi. And I ebuzo ga Ethiopia. I Dewi, and never all designer. Oh no gardens, all Janaka, or one designer. Because before my Ghana Henchoriku, onye najo na comment section, and then I be Hanaka Brgie. How many years now? When our PM movement introduced the Brgie, on how many years? Ele I should never hope. Never is a Brgie. Was he a peg? Was he a peg?
Transition.
Tell me difference between these people now that stampede. How do you go down and no go?
I'm going to be on mute. I have muted his mic.
Also, all the corner high. All the corner
his mic, yeah.
All right. So these people, when you hear them talk, and even the people that is following them.
I didn't hear.
Oh, no problem, Kai. We are with you. We are together. Now, the only question, if anybody following all these mushroom gangsters, you ask yourself, because when you look at our brother Chino teachings, apart from Brgie that our PM introduced, the one that Genkere claimed that is one that he is using. That one, you see how they describe it there. You see where they dropped it. You see how they described it. That is a stagnant something because it doesn't yield any water. It's not going forward. It's not going backward. Now you ask yourself, we are all together in the original Brgie. We began to conduct our self-referendum, which even the person piloting the Brgie also voted. We agreed to travel to Finland for our redeclaration, and we went to Finland, redeclared, achieved what we want. We moved on. Because of the transition, Macau went to Bobraga, Heji revised la Shena Brgie. Now you ask yourself, one question you need to ask yourself is this: this person now that run back to Brgie began to claim the ownership of Brgie for how many years now? USB now is counting a year and they are still holding firmly with the Brgie. What is their motive? Where are they going? When you hear them, they say they are going for recognition. With what? If Brgie is enough for we to begin to go for our recognition, our PM would have even thought of this redeclaration. But today, people are still following this criminal sheepishly. in the sense that they will be in Brgie and get recognition. What are they to recognize you with? And which document do you have? Ogenkere that is carrying file about. Ogenkere was initially at the early stage. He claimed, he said, Ngozi is claiming that he have document. He have document. Blah, blah, blah. Document is rubbish. And you plus still following him. What recognition are they talking about? Because when you go for recognition now, they will ask you, have you been declared? You said yes. Can we see your document?
Remove that nonsense message on the screen.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Do you know that USB have already have archive? Do you know that? That the world has open archive for USB. Do you know? I never knew that why Ogenkere went to Washington DC, where he claimed that he want to do the congressman that is going to address Biafrans with him. That's why the congressman said that they are busy watching Ogenkere in television. He told his followers and those that followed him that the congressman said, we are busy, but you can go on. Now we are watching you on television. Do you know why they're watching on television? Anytime, any year, this time you talk about Biafra right now. Once they go to archive, what is here is United States of Biafra that was re-declared in November 2024. The word Hapogelawa, and they see the name and they ask, what is your name? What is your document? Once you want to do the archive has opened, they see who you are. Everything about Biafra is in archive as I'm talking right now. So nobody can see anybody anymore. Ogenkere, I have made this program here before, I think. Ogenkere is building a political party that he's going to open version in America. As I said, Ogenkere is building his own private political friends with party that he needs to open very soon. That is why he's going to Washington DC, not for Biafra. So there's no need.
You see, up to this moment, our people don't understand. Now, when you are the one that make your time available, despite your tight schedule, you use your money, make research, and bring it to the public. You have challenged all these criminals from A to Z. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter the name they bear. You have challenged them. Let them come and prove you wrong. That what they are doing, let them bring it to the public and give reference. The people that did exactly what they are doing now and that today, that they are a country. Then you tell them the people that followed the people that the USB is following their footsteps and where they are, where the countries that is existing now. Till that day, till now, nobody have come on board to say anything. Now, Rosel, our brother, had been on his platform placing 3,500 pounds. That money in Nigeria is almost 7 million. Say, if you say that what United States of Biafra is doing is a terrorist act, and what we went to Finland to do is an act of terrorism, come and prove it and convince us. Then you take the money, we follow you. How many months and now?
I said, if you bring your evidence, I will apologize and I hope I will close the YouTube. I won't talk again. Who's on YouTube again?
Now you see the challenges. Then these criminals now that is doing those things, you can see them challenge us in their own platform. They are now we are challenging them. If you want to prove us wrong, come say it on a platform. I beg you, prove I wrong. You convince us, we follow you. But you can't see them do that. I pity those
our ATM is doing very fine in Washington DC.
That is what they say. They'll come and tell you.
Our VOP is pushing waves.
Now look at their sticker now. Their sticker now is pictures of viral pictures of Ogenkere with white people. One on EU. Can you picture that?
You watch Ghana YouTube
Sona brava.
Hi, you might have with that VOP, intro VOP and handshake with the happy with Mike Arnold.
Picture. Now what people go chop?
It was the one person they zoom into 212.
Now,
if I organize a handshake, I go get it. I want you to do this.
Triple M because Guama you choose to send dollar mega because we're going to put in a 200,000. Every day, 1,000 per because Triple M reach yet to resist because now man's all to one God need the guy. I bet no one in our piano. So God get you like to go by our record. See, I told you mega because.
Maybe you got to the wig in the chapel.
Behind the book, yeah. Ask before you ready the money. You got the book,
man, the guy.
Honestly,
you might go let you have because do you know how much is this? I can mother pepper soup.
Rose challenge in anime the God.
Eh?
Open the big debunk. Rose challenge you open or vibrate when you will leave sorry you state to put it on him.
No, Rose ticket will not turn again one day. Nobody's coming. This that brought that brother because Yamana again what they got. I'm not
Rose my program one day. I put over one. Isn't we donated for 1,000 take
you see,
there's almost 1,000 take yes.
It is almost 6,000. Nobody. In can't go get a mother kind of one day. I have that debunk on the hour. No, you go see proof where I had it. Cut the end. Yakosi Kumakabrafa.
Oh, dear, go. Oh, dear, where's Oku?
Emma Oku, Kebezo, forget you.
I'm telling you.
Ezoku,
Nam Ezoku gato to check here. I could remember how we are the multitude that is following Brgie during the time of our PM, both broadcasters and everybody. The broadcasters that felt that the way of Genkere or fall back is better for them. The question is, where are they today? Makani will not tell you say, Gina sorrow na soteju. One ikaga agoge.
Yes.
Mana when was he be there? Rogodono, and I because he be there, I would tell how can I can so. Now those people now the question I'm asking of Ele Kesi Obin now Zagano, where is him today? Biana Quari, because 247 say I will come, or whatever hele or what up here. Obviously road.
I'm coming when I'm going opposite him. No,
One name. My brother Kayukuchan is oku the moku because the Guinea Kwezoku. Yana or Tona, because only the Kwezoku, and when we give you a boy, Oga, Biaku, Yago, one day, only Zoku, Mobi, boya, Brite, Yan, right, and on your quasi, just be looking at them. Yeah, we have a question to tell you that they are not telling themselves the truth. Upon ele kesi abo Maziakwa Potrambo after Graga after go bias on as I benako ogenkere ya makapita na I wash here. Imagine this animal after ya mecha program kwacha here ni ya boy na phone hafa aboy kwamta. Hope I did well today. Candidate on way.
Chino, inwekure big this research ga-enwekwe institute do. Ọ ga-enwekwe institute na Biafra because ndị ga-akụjiri ihe ga-erukwe ọkwa in millions. Ndị a ga-reset kakwa nkụ then Dr. Abeze ndị ka ọ ga-agba ọgwụ. Ndị ọ ga-agba ọgwụ na side ha. Kakwanko gwazi ndị ga-reset the brain kakwanko ọrụ nọ ọmadike sa ga-eji 75 years arụ Biafra ndị a ga-arụ ọnụ isi ihe ka nkụ ọ ka nkụ. I'm telling you the truth. Because then we're not for research and strategic studies. MPA, our world event any day, but our mother 2 million. Has a whole our mother 1 million with the Hukuru. I be the work month to 1 million now, my Yakoga until I want 500,000 after them until I correct had that brain because in the buying brain go brain go because of what I'm telling you the truth. Then Dr. Rabezem, try me put you log conditioner na the whole 40 state of Biafra. You know, yeah, build many doctors because I want to messy because you are gonna know disease. So I walk stabilize ya. I wouldn't not get Henry. Hallelujah. Because he can't will a mother. Equal equal. Ihe na-eme ihe nwanne ka m gwa gị eziokwu enidi suse anyị ghọta ihe na-akọ enwere the way n'isi etinye ihe a iplecha gị jikwezi ọnụ gị manual kọwa mazikpe ya so that onye na-aghọta dị English asụrụ da gị gwazie ihe asụga nwanne onye nọzi na-akọkwa tụfuo like this brother batara na-akọ Brgie ị ga-ajụke n'onye a kedu ndị wu the Brgie no be we onwere ebe a gara Brgie no be us or no be us I saw na this Brgie onwere ebe a gara kemgbe we are still here Brgie no about to the plan over 1 year had to go and declare Biafra and he said the declaration had to go from Brgie amazing onye Abraham na-akọ Brgie megeke Then has to make work in New York. All their problem. Ya na-ekwu achọga recognition. And Hana had Brgie. Okay, get a dobrogo ke. Otu DOSG dispose of Hamadike. Okay, could have done that. Have disposed Simon. We wish them all the best. But came when I'm here 24 hours. Came when Massob research Gramna. Namibia. Organization 8 Asato. Anya rube da Asato na ke this our own.
Algeria 9. Poland 4.
Anya rube da Asato na ka. Mananda recognize the first people who did a peaceful declaration when they came back mlabara me nyuna ka baby. Mwa no na ndị nwere ebe kikele na diso wonye moki enwe BP. One on 55 years, when he no basra, when he blood trace of BP na my system. So, man, this program, memlab, I'm here, because
I'm saying the last research in Marina Museum, even after fundraising, here's one because of the Gomayana, the world man cable is yoku. That you know that sort of thing will happen. And the world, what I'm going to call Domaya, no, only government yours, and here, asking here, all the small organizations around are internal matter of USB, not in the internal matter of international community that will start recognition of Biafra as a country under USB. Is acting as a country in waiting right now. That is only government you have. So why can't in our DPM say that a time will come that we'll need to go and sleep? You remember she said on one of her fundraising when she was addressing, she said that we should go now. Honestly, we need to go and sleep.
Yes.
Nothing is happening. Oh, we have
that woman, Israeli Knesset. The woman just is putting up a group of Knesset members that will come and speak in DC.
Yes.
I don't know what again people are expecting. Organization of Emerging African States, they will speak in DC. Those people are Pan-Africans, so yeah, but you may go the program here.
Yes,
the Organization of Emerging African States. They are going to speak in DC.
Yes, we make every research.
What is all this beacon?
And today, in fact, if you are still doubting USB, I declared this program today has made it has given you more insight of what we are saying. That's every government without transitional government in exile, and the only original government in exile, that's not the only original. That's one that issue either declaration or the one that issue peaceful redecoration of a lost country. That is the one that is going to exile. Any other one na counterfeit. Every other one na on a president share na photo. On a acting ATM share na photo. So all of you are wasting your time. And that is why these days my program always carries IPOB, BGC, Brgie, Massob, all of you. For you to know what you are doing to yourself. You are the one doing yourself. You are the one insulting yourself. We're not insulting you. But we are, and I cannot come here without fact and figure. Look at country where it happened. Look at the year. Look at the month and the date when it happened. That is what I'm here to give to you. I don't do exposition of Nigerian government. We tell IPOB to divide into two. DOS will be talking. All these things are delaying tactics. All these things, they say that these things are internal matter. Does not stop Biafra as a country. So we need to summarize to prepare for fundraising. I am going to play the audio once again. After that, then we'll give our maybe 30 minutes submission to 2 minutes. Then we'll go and wait for our fundraising, join the fundraising because the time is already clocking very fast. So let's listen to today's program alone. But before that, today's program, I will refresh your mind by playing you about those that are doing 1 million march. Those that are doing 1 million march. Listen about your 1 million march for you to know that such a thing is not a way that to organize a country, that you're just wasting time. Listen to this.
In the strict and uncompromising arena of global diplomacy, the short answer is no. Even if an organization operating under a Directorate of State (DOS) structure manages to mobilize a massive street protest of 1 million people, the international community will not grant formal state recognition based on a protest or a march. International law is governed by structure and treaties, not by the scale of public demonstrations. While a million-man march is highly effective for media visibility, global powers process it through an entirely different lens than a claim to national sovereignty. 1. How the international community views massive protests. When foreign ministries, like the US State Department or UK Foreign Office, and global bodies, like the United Nations, see a march of 1 million people organized by a DOS structure, they categorize it under human rights and domestic advocacy, not statehood. The geopolitical label. The world looks at the event and says, this is a massive civil rights protest showing deep local grievances. The diplomatic action. They may issue statements urging the home government to respect the protesters' right to free speech or call for the protection of human rights. However, they will never redraw international borders or hand out a seat at the UN because of a crowded street. Under international law, a protest remains an internal matter within an existing country's borders. 2. Why a DOS structure cannot turn a march into a nation. A Directorate of State is fundamentally an executive board for an organization, not a government. When an organization relies solely on protests, it fails the basic tests of the Montevideo Convention on Statehood. Lack of administrative machinery. A protest does not show that you can run a central bank, manage an economy, enforce a judicial system, or secure international borders. The agitation loop. Constantly organizing marches tells foreign diplomats that you are an opposition movement fighting against a state from the inside, rather than a separate, fully functioning state in waiting that is ready to assume governance immediately. 3. The vital contrast, government in exile and administrative statecraft. This is exactly why successful liberation movements in history, and modern frameworks like the one led by Dr. Ngozi Orubueze, deliberately leave the organizational protest loop behind. They transition into a government in exile, GIE, and issue a peaceful redeclaration, because they understand that international recognition requires speaking the language of administration, not activism. Action/tool. Faction relying on DOS and protests. Faction using government in exile, GIE. A million-person gathering. A million-person gathering. A million-person state, used as a disciplined national day of remembrance to show global powers that the GIE commands the voluntary, orderly compliance of its population. The primary message, look how many of us are protesting the current government. We have a functional administration, formal registries, and are ready to govern peacefully. International legal result, evaluated under human rights clauses. No state recognition. Evaluated under statehood criteria and the doctrine of continuity. Opens the door for formal diplomatic relations. The bottom line, a million-man march under a DOS structure can win international sympathy for human rights, but it cannot win international recognition for a country. The international community only grants sovereignty to an entity that acts like a government. True diplomatic recognition is achieved when a movement steps away from loose activism.
You need to wind down.
And uses its historic days of remembrance to prove its sophisticated, peaceful administrative capacity to the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I am trying to bring Madam Origin back to the stage, top of the stage. I don't know why he's hanging. I think it's from my network.
If he's hanging, then that means he's from it could be from her own side. You understand?
It's hanging. I cannot get her into the okay. Let she go out and come back again. Yes, as we are winding down. That is why I want to refresh people's mind. And those who are USB scam, you heard it that the only person that the world recognizes as someone who is acting as country in waiting is only different Congozo Arabese, not your own and not any other group. It has made it clear. And we have also proved to you today some of the how other countries in Africa, your own Africa, how they got their own country. Isn't it's network? I don't know why. Madam Origin, can you speak from there? The network will not allow me to add her from stage. It's hanging.
Let her go out and come back.
She have just got out and come back again. It's still hanging again.
Oh, maybe it's her network. She needs to check her network.
Honestly, the thing and this one shocked me.
Her network may not be strong. Because if it is your own, it will affect us as well.
Yeah. And the other person that enter the stage, it's only from her own side. But Origin, please, can you go out and come back? Let's see if the thing we work as we're just summarizing the program. As you come back, then you give us your last, you be that person to talk them forward. We end the program. So, Biafrans, there is no need any of us to panic. Those who write USB scam, if you watch this program, around over 200 and some people are watching the program. It's only 2 people commented that USB is a scam. That is how you know the truth. That is how you know what we are doing and the level where we are at this time. There is no other way around. And like I said, I will continue giving out more countries that through only the way that USB is acting right now, how they become a country. What is this now? The thing could not.
Chino, I'm leaving you now. No, I need to say fundraising.
Okay, you can give your final speech. I don't know, Madam Origin. Her network is very bad. I cannot be.
All right, my people. Thank you so much for your time. We are very, very happy that you guys are here, with us. It is very, very important because these teachings is, even though you may even if you know, is a way of reminding you of what you know, so you are not going to move away from the track. And always share the program, please, and like the video. Subscribe to the channels that you are watching from. God bless you. I really appreciate you. We are going to head straight away to fundraising. That's why I'm rushing. I don't need to. I always want to set it on time, and I have to make sure that we connect without wasting much time. Madam Roger said no worry, and she understands. We have to appreciate you as in wife. Thank you so much for your support. He said, may God bless you all. One name. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much, as in wife. And Madam Origin, I greet you. The goddess. There we go. All right. So please, I'm going to leave you now. I'm going
to also look for the fundraising. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's okay.
Yes.
Okay, now
Everybody,
first 11.
Thank you.
The people agree to the first 11 USB.
Yes,
I'm trying to
be first 11 9.
Okay, thank you. That's kind of you.
So I want to greet them. I want to appreciate everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm off the mic. From fundraising. From here, we are moving straight to fundraising. Amazakai, thank you so much. 3 p.m. Thank you.
Yeah, but I already said that she wants to encourage Biafrans to do the needful in the fundraising, which is very, very important.
Very important.
Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. Thank you so much, my people, and see you again.
Thank you. See you again. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's go to our fundraising without wasting time. We are going to switch into the fundraising right now because the time is knocking stress threats. Let's go to fundraising. We are preparing for fundraising. Please, 1 minute. 1 minute. It's time for fundraising.
I will come and impose on you and tell you to identify as a Biafran or identify as a Yoruba man or as a identify as an Hausa man. I don't have a match to do it to play that. That takes me to the first initial question where you ask who is a Biafran. Whoever believes in Biafran is a Biafran. There are Biafrans that believe that again, if you have to look at the systemic oppression that have gone in Nigeria for the past 100 years, where some of these individuals, if they say they are Biafran, they kill them. The history is there. Again, I mentioned the Obibo killings, the war killings, the killings at Nnamdi Kanu's house, where they just came in and killed over 30 people when Nnamdi Kanu escaped. The war Junction killing, the Headbridge killing, the Niger Delta killing recently, the Aba killing, the Obibo killing, the Amofu killing. So all these killings that has happened is enough to instill fear of Biafrans. That is what Nigerian state has done, to instill fear on some Biafrans, not all of them, on some of them. So those of them that are inside that enclave called Nigeria, they could be more scared, more anxious to be identified as Biafran, because they know the consequences that come with that. Not that they don't want it to be Biafrans, but they know that the Nigerian state will come and kill them if they start doing Biafran activity. They won't be identified as Biafrans. But the change is coming right now, because now the world, the international world, has seen how Nigeria is killing innocent Biafrans when they just want to say they are Biafrans. How they are killing indigenous strangers and replacing their works with reintegrated terrorists. How Nigeria is reintegrating, rehabilitating non-terrorists and asking America on the road to give them answers to the church of 5 statehood. But the lies of the Nigerian state have been exposed to the world. And with that, you can see the relaxation of the Biafrans now coming out from their shells to boldly stand up and say, yes, we are Biafrans. Biafra has been declared. We are a sovereign nation. You need to leave our land. So that is exactly what is going on. We cannot start it entirely. It's always going to be a gradual process, knowing where we have been, where we are, and where we are going. Those steps are going to be gradual. I can tell you there are thousands of Biafrans that 2 years ago, they don't want to associate and say they are Biafrans. They don't even want to come out. But 2 years later, you can see them coming out boldly, talking about Biafra, picking up, talking on airspace, making donations to make sure that our land is fully protected. So that is how it's going to be. It's a gradual process. Some intentionally do not want to be associated with Biafra because of their selfish interests. Maybe they have businesses in the north, businesses in the west, businesses in Abuja and all that. So they're thinking, how am I going to use this, my business, if Biafra come? And that's ignorance because they know that they will still maintain their businesses in those places where they are. They don't have to go back to Biafra land. So that's fear sometimes. And I know that more importantly is the fear, the suppression, the killing, the terrorism done by the Nigerian state on innocent Biafrans. That is one thing I need to have fueled the bigger picture, the bigger fear of being associated as a Biafra.
Okay. The digital space has become a key arena for diasporic politics. What does that mean to the USB government in terms of the digital space? That's the social media particularly now. What does it mean to the USB government, especially considering that the bulk of its leadership resides in diaspora and it coordinates its members all over the world?
Yeah, it is very, 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 very important. So you know that we are the fourth Biafra Republic government in Moxar. And when even now they have said that Biafra will come from diaspora. It will not come from inside because the suppression, the operation, and the killings going on inside. Because many, not just Biafrans, a lot of indigenous Nigerians. So the communication between the diasporans and the homeland is very, very important in the full restoration and protection of our land. Knowing fully well that most of the things we do have to be, we have to be cautious in things we do. We have to take the peculiar things that are inherent in our nation. We use that to continue to build our nation. Right now, Nigeria is forcefully occupying a foreign land. So we have to know that. We have to tell them to leave. But before they leave, we also have to take cognizance of that they are forcefully occupying our nation, which they will leave. They must leave. They don't have any choice than to leave. But before they do that, we have to put our programs, everything we do, to ensure that the safety and security of our people first. So that's why in some areas where we may ordinarily you will see thousands of young friends coming together in one place to do things. Some will be afraid to go out from their homes. So instead of going out physically to go and meet, they'll prefer to do the meetings either by Zoom or by the phone, just like you and I are doing right now. So the digital world is very, very critical, very important in the full protection, in the full restoration of the United States of Biafra. We will improve that by once we get full protection of our land. The internet services you're going to have in Biafra land is going to be on your board. I'm telling you, in every public space, in every marketplace, Biafrans will be able to have phones, internet to use anywhere you are in Biafra land. We are going to use those resources in our land to make our country one of the best in the world. So yeah, the social media is there, but also with that comes also the handicap, the other side of the social media. We are those that doesn't truly believe in what we are doing, and those fake agents of the Nigerian state, they can also use that social media to discourage what we do, pass bad information, misinform the world and all that. But Biafrans right now are countering those misinformation and presenting the fact to world leaders, and the world leaders are believing those facts that are being presented by Biafrans. So the Nigerian government is gradually every day going down by the misinformation they spread to the world. Just like the other day when you see here this Akpabio, the Nigerian president, misinforming the world that there is nothing like religious killings in Nigeria, that the Americans are blowing it out of proportion, that it's going to send people to go to America and talk with the American senators. I laughed at that man, because that lie was immediately refuted by not just Biafrans, indigenous Nigerians. They were bringing out pictures of mass massacre of Christians in Nigeria. And I believe it's a very big shameful thing for somebody like that to come out. But this is what they've been doing for the past 100 years. So the only thing is that this time around, the world of the digital space, the fact that Biafrans and the world and Nigerians have been exposed to, people can capture events real time and present it to these world leaders, and the Nigerian government has been misinforming before. And that is why the Nigeria is failing by the day. Yes. So we will continue to use those digital space. It plays a huge role in what we're doing, either by the phone or by Zoom or by different methods that we are using to communicate with their friends.
Thank you. So much. I'm grateful for this opportunity. And we are almost at the end of this one now is a bit particular. I would want to know, as a woman leading in a movement that is almost historically dominated by men, how would you negotiate gendered expectations within this struggle? What are your challenges? How do you run it?
Yeah. Again, thank you so much. Again, our constitution says there's equal rights, equal pay for every gender, regardless of whether you're a man or woman. So that, which is in our constitution, is what I'm upholding. I remember I'm a part of that constitution drafting committee, so I know mostly what is in that constitution, and I know what the type of country that our Prime Minister Simon Eba and our leader is trying to build. Trying to build a nation where people are going to be respected, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. We are going to respect people regardless of your religion too. Our constitution has things in place for anybody that is practicing something like a different religion to be able to protect and respect our constitution and abide by the rules. Once people do that, they are not going to have any problems. In the area of in our Biafran, some very few of our Biafran men have this chauvinistic attitude, which some of them every now and then exhibit that. But the thing is that I'm not going to let that deter me. And also, if you look at most of the Biafran women have stepped up to help, they are not even bothered about that. It exists, but again, because of the level of the expertise and the level of experience and education of the people in the United States of Biafran leadership, it becomes apparent that those that those male that come with those male chauvinistic attitude, eventually they're the ones that start suffering from that, because it does not move me as a woman. I thought out myself even as a woman, regardless of even before I started the journey in young woman. So it is something that some of our men used to. And again, I don't know, some men do that maybe to respect the other men as a cultural thing, and I do understand that. I'll give an example. There was one time when I got married years back, when I think we were doing something in my house. My father was there. So, you know what my father does when maybe for my job, when I send money to my father, you know, stuff like that. If I go home with my husband, my father will be thanking my husband for sending the money to him. You know, something like that. And I'm like, in my mind, I say, well, Dad, I'm the one that sent this money to you, and you're thanking my husband for sending money to you. And he knows, I believe he knows it's not my husband that sent it, but I think it's that cultural thing, just to respect the head of the house, which is the man. That was how and why he does that. But again, make no mistake about that. My father will not accept any disrespect for any of his daughters or me or anyone by any man, you know, regardless. So again, some of the men that move the male thing to the level where it becomes kind of a childish thing, it becomes at a level that we don't know the kind of some of these things maybe from the family background, the setup where they never regarded women in their families and all that, or where they never respected women in their families. So when you see them come up with women, I don't take it personal. I just see that as a problem with their own upbringing, and then eventually I'm just trying as much as possible